I'd like to extend my gratitude and on behalf of Council to Victim Services of Durham Region for organizing this big wrap reveal as part of the 29th annual Know Human Trafficking campaign. And I would like to thank you for making this statement as it travels through the region. I'm so proud of the work that our team here does in partnership with police, social services, and victim services. We are leaders in this area and have been recognized around the world, and a team went to Italy not that long ago to tell the world what we are doing here in Durham Region. And thank you for that and the great work that our team does, and it really is a team effort. Durham Region Social Services staff who have dedicated human trafficking response team that supports victims and collaborates with Victim Services of Durham Region to provide the best care for their clients. And everyone here is in support of this important work. In Durham Region, we are committed to ensuring that everyone feels safe and has a sense of belonging in our communities. Organizations like Victim Services of Durham Region play an important role in achieving this. Through their critical work to promote human trafficking education, training, and intervention, they are reducing the number of people affected by this crime. Human trafficking is a crime often hidden in plain sight, but it is one that we can learn to spot and prevent with the right supports in place. Initiatives like this big wrap can help us raise awareness and further educate people so that they can see the signs of exploitation of human trafficking. They know where to go for help. It takes a community to build to help combat this growing crime, and this is why the region works in partnership with dedicated organizations such as Durham Regional Police and neighboring municipalities to do everything we can to make Durham Region a safer place for everyone. Together we provide sensitive and informed response to ensure that the safety of victims and survivors. We also make sure that our community partners are equipped to support victims, intervene early, and implement best practices when working with vulnerable population. We continue this important work because everyone should feel safe and valued in our communities. Thank you for everyone that is here today, and now I'd like to turn it over to Carly to say a few words. You're next.
Good? Can you hear me? Awesome. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the Human Trafficking Coordinator and Community Engagement Manager with Victim Services of Durham Region. And I want to take some time to express the gratitude I have for everyone coming together today to witness an initiative that will help raise awareness on human trafficking in our community and across our province. A special thank you to our elected officials and all our community members here, our community partners here that have supported and assisted with this initiative. Human trafficking is one of the fastest growing crimes in Canada, and Ontario is a hub, with over 2/3 of reported trafficking cases occurring right here in our province. Despite this stat, human trafficking continues to be an underreported crime due to the misunderstanding of what it truly looks like. Human trafficking does not always present in the way that movies and media portray it to be, which leaves many unaware that this heinous crime is happening in every community, including ours. Today this changes. Today is the beginning of conversations that will lead to education on the topic and in turn the beginning of lives forever changed. Some of you already know me and know my story as a survivor of domestic sex trafficking. But what is most important to know about me is how significant raising awareness on this topic really means to me. Since my exit, I have dedicated my life to bringing awareness to human trafficking. No matter how difficult, raising awareness is crucial to combating this crime. When I was being trafficked, I had no idea that I was a victim of trafficking. No idea where to turn for help, or that there were people, supports, and agencies just like Victim Services of Durham Region that could understand. And this is the case for too many. For far too long, the topic of human trafficking has been suppressed, a topic that no one wants to believe occurs right here in our backyards, affecting our youth, our neighbors, our families, and our friends. Today is about amplifying the topic of human trafficking, making it known, because education and awareness is power. Today is an example of where we can come together as a community, stand strong, and not be afraid to raise awareness to human trafficking. This initiative will assist in removing the stigma around human trafficking while letting people know that they are not alone and there are places and people that can and will help. Together, we can end human trafficking.
Good afternoon, everyone, and it is my absolute pleasure to be here. Before I start into my own notes and just about the education, and I think it is one that some of you know, many do not, but I do have a niece who was human trafficked for 2 years, so this really hits home close to me and is one that there are no boundaries, and like Carlene, she's a survivor, she speaks out, she's in Detroit and sharing her story with everyone as well too. But I'd like to start by acknowledging the staff of Victim Services of Durham Region for your work on your annual #Know Human Trafficking campaign and for all you do year-round to support survivors of crime and tragedy. For years, Victim Services has been at the forefront of educating our community about human trafficking and working to prevent it. Human trafficking has no bounds. It transcends borders, cultures, and socioeconomic status. We know human trafficking is happening right here in Durham, as well as in communities across Canada. We also know that misconceptions persist about what human trafficking looks like and who is at risk. This crime is often hiding in plain sight and often unreported, exploiting the most vulnerable among us. The #Know Human Trafficking campaign raises public awareness of human trafficking and educates people on how to spot it and how to stop it. Truck wraps like this are a highly visible way to share information, acting as a rolling billboard that gets the message out to as many people as possible. Again, I want to thank you so much for this campaign and for supporting this. And it is unfortunate to be known for this campaign and for what we do within Durham, but I'm glad Durham's taking care of it. So thank you.
Welcome to the launch of this Know Human Trafficking transport truck. I'm Angela from Big Rig Wraps. This is the 29th transport truck that we've wrapped for this cause. Thank you. This is part of a Canada-wide Know Human Trafficking awareness campaign founded by the Women's Trucking Federation of Canada and Crime Stoppers. This campaign was launched in 2022. We would really like to thank Speedy Transport for allowing us to wrap their truck, and Victim Services of Durham Region and Angelo Pucci for paying for this wrap. Thank you. I would like to introduce Fiona from Women's Trucking Federation of Canada.
Thank you, Angela. I was not expecting it to go out like that. I was expecting to have lots of time and everything would be like this, and I'd know exactly when I was going to slot in there, but these things happen, so we rally. As Angela said, I'm with the Women's Trucking Federation of Canada that started in 2016. It was the idea of Shelley Walker, who dreamt that she would be able to build a network of people that would empower and attract and retain women and men into the transportation industry with a belief that there's so much value, which we all know without trucks we would have nothing. So we believe that through mentorship and education and support that we can indeed bring lots more people into the transportation industry. Women represent only 3% of the transportation industry in this country at the moment. So we are working feverishly. The numbers, I think, from last year have just recently gone up. So we are working in that direction. The Know Human Trafficking, it started in 2019, and we have a number of trucks that are now wrapped. It comes with pre-created graphics that go alongside with the Know Human Trafficking branding, and as Angela said, we have 29 on the road now. We have them in Ontario, Alberta, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and soon we'll have one in Saskatchewan as well. So that's moving really well, and we really appreciate everything that everybody is doing to help make this something that, it's an awful subject, it's a terrible crime, but it's something that we can't afford to not talk about, you know, whether you're in the taxi or whatever. We all have to be doing something. And so The other things that we do that go along with the public awareness campaign, which is in association with Ontario Crime Stoppers Association, is we have the truck wraps, and then we have a video. So anytime that you are visiting an en route, I'm not sure how far anybody has come today. I came down from Kingston, and when you go into an en route, you will see a Know Human Trafficking video that was made with us. It's amazing. It's at all 23 en routes, and all of them have got the poster that go with the wraps in their washrooms, and so that's amazing. So a big shout out and a thank you to En route, because it's an essential, like the 400 series is an essential path that we need to be able to be heard on. We also are working on some drink wraps that will be available in pubs and clubs, so that will help make spiking drinks more difficult, and trying to make sure that you can go out and have a nice time without having to be one of the people that have got to worry about that. I don't know who is speaking next, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. So if you would like to find out more about either of the programs that we're involved in, you can go online, Women's Trafficking Federation of Canada, or the knowhumantrafficking.com, or you can speak to me directly. And I was in Winnipeg last year, and at a big human trafficking convention there, and so one of the things that Paul Brandt had said was, we can't all do everything, but we can all do something. And I like to think that together we can all, just if we're all doing a little bit, we'll all get there. Thank you for everything you do.
Oh, thank you, Angela. I just want to start by thanking Angela and thanking Angela as well. Big rig wraps. I have a hard time getting my tongue around that sometimes. They're both proud members of the Ajax Pickering Border Trade, and we're proud of the difference that they're making in our community as well. And thank you to Victim Services and to our police officers as well for the great work we're doing around this terrible, terrible tragedy that happens right here in our community. And you know what, as a father, as a grandfather, it breaks my heart to hear these stories, and it scares the hell out of me, to be honest. And in Ajax, my hometown, this weekend, we suffered another terrible, tragic loss of a life due to domestic violence. It's just not acceptable. We all know it's not acceptable, but we all need to keep stepping up and doing everything that we can to make a difference and try and stop this. And I appreciate your story and sharing it. I heard it as a member of the 100 Men of Ajax. Very moving. Thank you for your bravery and stepping up and your determination to make a difference. Count on the Ajax Pickering Border Trade to help however we can to make a difference in this, and let's just stop this nonsense. Thank you.
Yes. We would actually like to. We would like to present you with a certificate. Thanking you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm.
Go ahead.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Amazing initiative. It's a topic that is really uncomfortable for people to speak about. Carly, just hearing you today, I can only imagine your story, and maybe we can share some time and learn a little bit more about your story. But you mentioned the word hero, and the amount of courage that it takes to not only get through something so awful, but then to be able to amplify your story in a positive way to impact society significantly. And that's what we're doing here today. And big thanks to people like you, Carly, for coming up and sharing your story and amplifying what happens. For Speedy Transport, we've got a local terminal in Pickering. So this unit, Ty's unit, the driver, Ty, it's his unit that allowed us to wrap it on behalf of Speedy Transport. He'll be making deliveries and doing pickups throughout the Durham region with this unit. So it's going to be on every street where something's being delivered or picked up on a pallet. And we're very proud to be part of what we would say a positive change for the betterment of society. And a lot of times trucking companies don't get to have that opportunity, but we do have the largest moving billboards in the world, and this is space we're able to use for positive change in society, and that's something that we'd like to do and continue to do in our communities that we serve. So thank you everyone for being here today, and thank you for having us be a part of this.
Big Regrets and Crime Stoppers, we'd like to present you with a certificate thanking you for paying for this wrap.
Hello everybody, my name is Angelo Pucci. I'm a local realtor in Durham Region. I've been around for 37 years. Not ever expecting to be here on a podium with such a cause that has touched my heart. Many of you may know our journey, our family journey. I have a nephew that's missing. He's been missing for 5 years from British Columbia. No whereabouts. Went missing in January of 2019 and no whereabouts. My journey in real estate has taken me to some amazing people. I met an RCMP officer who was relocating from Ottawa to Newmarket. I had the pleasure of working with her. She was in charge of human trafficking. She brought down one of the largest human trafficking cases in Canada. You can check her story. It's an amazing story, as yours is, my dear. Her name is Lepa Yankovic. So in realtors, we spend a lot of time viewing homes and so forth, and she told me her journey that she dedicated her life, as you have with yours, with regards to human trafficking. She didn't know my journey yet, but I got to know her journey, and we got to be really good friends. And she was at one of our launches back in the West End last year, and she told us her journey. So for anybody that, this is serious stuff. This is something that happened in our own communities and so forth. So as many people we can make aware of it, and I'm very proud to be part of Connected GTA. And Angela, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you to Victim Services and Trucking Federation of Canada for allowing me to speak in this cause. That we need to put an end to it. We need to show awareness. And again, it happened in our own backyard, so let's keep up the good work, and I'm here again for the next one.